So greetings from South Korea. So I'm currently in a government-run facility that it's actually a hotel that they transfer foreign nationals and people that have been traveling abroad. So even Koreans that have been traveling abroad will end up at a facility like this. It's a hotel and it's very close to an amusement park. Just out the window over here, there's an amusement park, and then there's seems to be a lot of foothills, rolling terrain in the area, and a bit of snow on the ground in a few patches. But the main thing about the facility is it's neat, it's clean, it's got a lot of technologies, TV accessible. It's a bit smaller than the average American hotel, but it's got a lot of just neat features and very techy features too. Everything is very utilitarian, and has a little desk, a little place to set up, and there's Wi-Fi available, and you can adjust the lights from a common little application screens that are throughout the room. I'll be here for a period of 10 days. I arrived last night. The plane landed at about 5 something p.m. Local Korean time, and then took a few hours to get processed and show the COVID tests and paperwork and customs forms and everything else that happened. And then after all that, you gather your luggage, you wait in kind of a holding corral area, and then they put a neck tag around you for identification purposes to see where you end up. And then the group I was in, we were transferred on a nice bus. The Korean that was with us, he said that the bus may have cost maybe $50 one way for transportation if we were to take that bus from the airport. A very luxurious bus, reclining seats to everything, 3 across seating, so 2 on one side and 1 on the other. So it wasn't crowded. They socially distanced us, and the people were from all over the world. We had a one Russian model that was with us. We had a couple people from Scotland, at least 3 or 4 from Scotland, and then 1 fellow American, and there was a Korean, and there was other people. I just really couldn't identify where they're from. I tried to talk to as many people as possible while social distancing, while wearing a mask, and while being processed. The main thing about the facility, the hotel, is we're not allowed to leave the room. Food is delivered 3 times a day, so it's morning, noon, and night for meals. The meals are 8 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. So I had a meal last night. It was a grab-and-go bag, and then a breakfast meal. There's an announcement in the room in many languages that starts off with kind of a chiming sound, like not an annoying alarm, but some sort of alert. It sounds kind of, I don't know, like a weird wake-up iPhone sound. And then after you hear that sound, they have announcements that your food's arriving. It's on this little wooden bench thing that's outside your room. And then you go collect your food, and then you put all the garbage once a day in a biohazard bag, and someone collects that. It's pretty efficient in what they do. It's different than what you would expect. Normally you just come into a country, but during COVID lockdown, every country has very strict procedures. I landed in Vancouver, what night? Recently, and today's Saturday, so that would be, I left on Wednesday, then arrived in Vancouver Wednesday night, spent the night, and then left on Thursday and arrived Friday here in Korea, it looks like, and then now Saturday. International dateline kind of confuses the issue, but that's the timeline as best as I can remember. A lot of traveling, and it's something, it's new to most people doing this COVID thing. Even if you've done international travel, the COVID makes it just a little different, and it's not terribly complicated, but they don't understand what you're asking. Everyone wants an exemption from quarantine, and many people were told that if they did this or that, they would have an exemption, and sometimes foreign agents. But it seems like COVID procedures change hourly. Apparently some of these facilities, there's no protesters here, but apparently some attract protesters, and they stand out and they make lots of noise, and if you open up your windows and point cameras towards them, they make more noise, and they don't want you to do that. I guess I can't do any time lapse out the window if there's protesters, and I'll close my blinds and hopefully they go away so I could get a view of the outside if they come. I don't even know what's on the hill there. It looks like maybe bunkers or something. I'm not familiar with what that is. Sometimes you see things and you're like, this is a foreign country, so what is that? I don't know. And the amusement park's very close by, but it's closed for the season, I would assume, and it might be open to weekends. I can't tell for sure. Scheduling and things, I'm just getting understanding of where I even am. I think I'm south of Seoul a bit, but as far as exactly where I'm at, couldn't tell you. And I'll figure it out later. It's just the pronunciation is mostly the problem. It's not that I don't know anything about where I'm at. They have the address that I could provide to people, like my wife and things like that. But as far as where I'm at, it's a city close to Seoul. They said maybe 20-30 kilometers outside the city. But as far as exactly where it is, I'm still getting oriented to what's going on and where I'm at. It'll be 10 days, and then I'll leave this facility and then prepare to go to China for the Olympics. Well, that's about it for this day, and we'll see if we could get some updates later on.